Hey everyone, and welcome to another Planet Zoo video. Today a video that you potentially would have not expected. We are talking about the path system and why it doesn't suck. Yeah, I will just bluntly honest say it the way it is. I think the path system is not as bad as it's made. So today we're going to talk about, it's going to be a rather short video, but I really had this video on my mind for a very long time, making this video, and I didn't really know how to phrase it, but I think I'm feeling confident enough now to talk about that. So you can see in front of you, there's one of my builds from the past. This is in Sky Gardens. We're going to talk a little bit more about that in a few seconds. But first of all, there is a simple question that you should ask yourself about the path system. And this is, can it do what you want it to do? And the answer is yes, but. So it can nearly do anything you want. And this is the big pro, and this is why I'm making this video. Of course, I won't tell you it's easy, because it's not. But the thing is, if you delve into the game and you learn the game and you spend some time figuring out how to manipulate the game's tools, you will actually find that you can do, well, limitless things in this game, also with the pass. Now, there are a lot of things in this pass system that are very hard to understand and that have to be changed. And I think by the time everyone knows about that, I think it has, we reach a point where we really don't have to address that anymore, because we all know it won't be solved in Planet Coaster or Planet Zoo as of the version we have. We all have to keep our hopes high into the future for a, successor of each of those games. But for the moment being, I want to really reinforce the one thing that still stands true. This game offers a path system that gives you the control over many things that, like, I would say nearly every other game doesn't. So of course I just looked into a few other games to look into that offer somewhat of a similar system, yet not the same. So I've looked, for example, into City Skylines, the node-based street system. We all know that many people have actually had a lot of issues at the beginning. It has been improved with the Move It tools and stuff like that, which is modding, and it has become very solid, but it still has a lot of things to do, and it's also not really fair to compare that, because it's really just not the same. Then we are speaking about stuff like Parkitect, Roller Coaster Tycoon. Everything like that is just not comparable, because it's 2D grid-based versus a fully free manipulatable thing over here. We have a lot of other games like Free Park Builders and stuff like this. They all do not deliver. If we look, for example, at the system that you have in No Limits, yes, you can do a lot of stuff with it, but oh my god, is that complicated. I would even say it's like 10 times harder to learn than this game over here. Maybe it's not as much harder to master, that might be true, but it's just not the same when you just spend an hour or two per day. You have to spend like 5 to 6 hours to understand. And then there is the inevitable comparison to another Frontier game, which is Jurassic World Evolution, that many people consider having a better path system, but this is just the case because it's a lot simpler, and it just does not offer you any control over bridges. You cannot do inclines, you cannot do declines, you cannot really control anything else than just putting down the path and making it wider or more narrow. So there's a lot of stuff, but now we've talked a lot. Let's have a little look what I mean. So this is my Sky Gardens, and I took this park especially because this is, all the way up in the sky, and so this shows you can even do stuff with the path in mid-air. So you can see I have a lot of plazas over here. I have basically stuff like, stairs embedded in here with like different elevation steps. I've got another plaza up here. I've got variants of another plaza just sitting in the front here. We have like a little terrace kind of element here. Then we have like a more narrow staircase leading up to another terrace, and we have some more open kind of space, and this is the space I took as the biggest inspiration. Just look at that. This is just fully natural looking. You've got this terrace over here in the shape of a leaf, as it was meant to be. You've got this very big plaza, which just looks like as if it's embedded in the middle here. Then you have this tiny little staircase, which is just like a very nice elevation thingy. And there's a lot of stuff you can basically do with this. There is a lot of help with a lot of tutorials you can have. But I want to show you just a few little things real quick, okay? So We all know that at the very beginning, you might not be very happy about the tools if you look at the path system. So basically, the path system, as we all know, gives you control over one node that you put down and then you connect to another one. You can basically, in the settings, change a few things like the length and the width. Problem being here is the width is starting at 4 meters and ends at 10 meters. So that's the most control you can get. You can obviously always go into a grid mode that enables you to make some plazas like that. And of course, you can also move things up and down, which is, you know, holding down shift. I'm not going to make a tutorial here. I'm just going to show and kind of prove my point that you can basically do whatever you want. It just is a little bit finicky. Now, see, we can just do a lot of things. We can connect these things. We can basically smooth out corners if we want. We can make like connections in different types over here. You know, we can just connect it this way, or by holding down, you can make like a straight connection. You can see there's a little bit of control over that. If you still don't like the connection, you can still use the little smoothing trick that, you know, people have found after a while, and you can just manipulate the path in many ways. And just in a few seconds, you can see we created like a plaza like this over here. Just not that big of a deal, you know. We can just smooth it out, make it look the way we want. We can connect pieces. It is all good, you know. We can even say, okay, if this incline is not what you want, the one change that Frontier did to the path system with the elevation length tool gives us full control over. Oops, that's that's not the width we wanted to go with. I'm sorry, that was my mistake. We're just gonna go and create a wider path here. It's 10 meters, and you have full control now over making this a little bit more different. So what we can do here as well is just do a little bit manipulating. So, you know, I want to go here, and now you can basically just delete in between. And then, there you go, you just have a way more subtle incline in case you need it. So, you know, that's how you do it. So this is just easily done, and you can do a lot of things. Now, again, I don't want to, you know, say it's the perfect system. We still have a lot of issues in here. We still have these little borders on the raised area, which no one really knows why they exist and why we cannot get rid of them. This is one thing that can't be solved. We always keep, and I'm going to show you this also real quick, what people always do, like me and all the other creators, we are basically trying our very best to hide those things away in scenery so that they don't really appear to be obvious, even on bridges like that or so. We just always create some borders to make it like seem borderless. But my point still stands true. With the tools available, the simple question is, can you do whatever you want? And the answer, at least in my opinion, is yes. It takes time. You need to go and learn some tutorials, and I'm going to link all the past tutorials I know, and I know that are helpful, in the description, and also to the top right now, so you can basically use them. But yeah, that's just like a little kind of video that hopefully should make you feel a bit more positive about the path tool, rather than always being hateful, which I also am sometimes, don't get me wrong. This is something I will also keep on doing. That's just emotions, okay? But at the very end, we can do a lot with this system. It has to be improved, yes, but at the point where we are at, this system basically enables us to do everything we want with it if we just spend enough time, you know, learning and manipulating it with the tools available. So please make sure to go ahead, check these tutorials, and go in, try yourself with the path system. The only one thing I want to say, whatever you do in the game, always do the pathing first. That's the only thing I want to say. Do the pathing first, because you can't do it later on. Make sure to do it first. But then there's basically limitless creativity for you given with the tools. And yeah, I just hope that this little quick video, which is just here to say it's not as bad as you think it is, helps you and makes you aware of the fact that you can do a lot of things with it. And yeah, I just hope that you enjoyed this little quick reinforcement video. And now on to some more buildings in the next couple of days. So keep your eyes on the channel. There's a lot of Yosemite coming as well. There's the aquatic dome is coming back, and some other stuff as well. So thank you so much for clicking in this rather different video. I hope it was helpful. And let me know your personal opinion of the path tool down below in the comments. And also, if you have a certain trick that maybe we don't know, let us know in the comments as well, because that helps to improve. And if there's something I haven't shown yet in a tutorial or so on, I will do it in the future if you guys let me know about the trick. Anyways, stay safe everyone, and I talk to you in the next one. Goodbye.